My name is Roxanne Olson, and I have been working towards my master's in curriculum and pedagogy. Although I had intended to complete courses allowing me to become certified as a reading specialist, I found my journey opened me to additional opportunities for improving my classroom teaching practice and introducing me to school leadership. I am grateful to my family for supporting me through the master's program while I continued to work full time as a grade 3 teacher. They were my rock, keeping me anchored and reminding me to find a balance. They were also there to cheer me on during many of my successes. I've also appreciated the many discussions we've had about various educational topics that brought out opinions and also previous experiences from them. These contributions brought me closer to my family relationally, and they also broadened my perspectives for my learning. I'm also thankful for each of my professors for planning and teaching courses that have changed my practice for the benefit of my students and colleagues. As I completed each course, my understanding and knowledge from previous courses continue to flourish with additional readings and discussions. So many of my colleagues that I was fortunate to take classes with have made a huge impact on my life. Here are a few that continue to impact my life as we remain in contact together. I met Crystal in Dr. Linda's class, and she has been an amazing mentor for me throughout my program. Alex is another talented writer and teacher who kept our group laughing during Dr. Jennifer's educational research class, and she just challenged me to think more deeply about many areas. Katie was an inspiration, and she inspired me to think of the possibility of a master's beyond what I had initially planned. So I'm very grateful to these three for their continued friendship. I taught 3 classes of grade 3 students during my program. These students and their families will remain fondly in my memory with affection as they encouraged and challenged me as their teacher. I hope that I was as inspirational to them as they have been to me. I could share specific ways each of my courses influenced me as a teacher and leader. Due to time, I just chose a few. Classroom life these days is busy and complex in Alberta. There's a lot of pressure to standardize our testing and benchmarking students, regardless of their challenges. Outside pressures can make us easily forget the tiny humans we are teaching. Students have more needs than just fitting a mold. My educational journey gave me the confidence to stand behind my belief that our students deserve to be taught by recognizing their strengths and learning skills that will benefit them in the future. I've chosen to share a project inspired by a topic first introduced by Dr. Ellis in my course, Trends and Issues in Classroom Practice. This topic resurfaced in almost every course, and my understanding of it had an opportunity to grow. As I began preparing for teaching last year, strategies to develop belonging in my school were at the forefront. Reflecting on previous years, I implemented practices that were relational and met my goal of focusing on growing the sense of belonging among my students. This ranged from outdoor adventure walks where we built friendships and learned from the land and explored and connected with nature, to group activities, enabling students to experience different roles with their peers. We were buddies with a kindergarten class, and we met with them every week. There were daily community circles where we shared our highs, lows, and everything in between with each other. Birthdays meant that I brought cakes for the students to share with their classmates. Languages other than English have been shared orally and visually. This helps students begin to feel comfortable with sharing their stories with their classmates, knowing we would trust and respect each other. As an example of this, one afternoon the students were busy with their artwork, and I was about to play some music to go along in the background while they worked. That plan changed when a student asked if they could share a story they knew from their culture. For the next 30 minutes, the students took turns sharing their stories. It was a privilege to participate in this community of learners who embraced their differences and encouraged others to follow. On a larger scale, I started a new club at our school, which we named the Junior Helpers Club. In our large school, I noticed our older students in elementary lacked opportunities to develop leadership skills outside of their classroom. Through some discussion with my administration team, I proposed a new club for our grade 6 students to use and develop natural helping skills. This year, we began the second year for the club, and it has been rewarding to be a part of this next group of students. Weekly meetings are a combination of team building and learning. Since we meet during their lunch and lunch recess, it has been important to recognize their desire not to miss socializing and to ensure that there's some fun as well with this club. Chooses a day to be outside with the Division 1 students for their lunch recess, looking for younger children who need help. They're looking for students who might be lonely, sad, having disagreements over play, or simply needing help finding friends. The junior helpers have also prepared presentations for Division 1 students, and they go to the Division 1 students' classrooms, and they introduce themselves and let the kids know and the teachers what their role is for during lunch recess. It's been fascinating to observe the helpers and the younger students as they developed relationships with each other. Recognition of each other in the hallway as they passed became more common. Younger students recognized them at recess and would seek them for help with their peers. Impact with staff and parents in our school community. The office staff created special supervision vests for the club members just to help them with being recognized by the lunch supervisors. And the lunch supervisors also thanked them by buying treats for the helpers, which was a big hit. One of the changes I made this year was to include more team building during the first part of the year. And then the later part of the year will have more opportunities for the students to learn about boundaries and self-care. I found that their lives at that point in time were more stressful at the end of grade 6 with provincial exams looming, and I think thinking ahead about changes that they were going to be facing with joining junior high. It would be an interesting area to research within our school to measure the impact peer support has had on students' sense of belonging and their academic progress. Perhaps that would be a future area to research. Socially, I have noticed that these students continue to stay in contact with me. Some of the students shared how the club built their confidence in navigating difficult situations and relationships with their peers. Considering our current school challenges, initiatives that build social emotional learning skills for students is a benefit for our students to feel successful beside their fears and also to develop lasting resiliency. I'm delighted to continue to strive toward my goal of becoming certified as a reading specialist. Dr. Leroy and Dr. Wang have permitted me to take the required courses over the next few terms. My husband was recently offered a job promotion that involves us moving to Houston, Texas in the new year. I am looking forward to seeking new opportunities in a new part of the globe and curious where this next adventure will take me. To close by offering congratulations to my fellow graduates, and I wish you all the success in the next part of your journey as well.